we're gonna start out seated and finding a comfortable seat for you. Maybe cross-legged, maybe one leg stretched out, maybe both legs stretched out, maybe sitting on your heels, whatever works for you. When you find your seat, close your eyes and see if you can tune into the length in the spine as the sit bones ground down to the earth, the crown of the head rising up towards the sky. And feeling this energy of May, of roots strongly established so that growth and blossoming and blooming can happen, that we can open to the honeybees as they gather pollen, nectar, and make their beautiful creation of honey. Just seeing how that resonates in you, maybe a little joy, a little gentle expansion here. As you continue to deepen your breath. A couple more breaths here. Noticing if there's a little more expansion you can feel just in this seated posture. And then bringing your hands to heart center. Pressing the thumbs in to feel your personal pulse. With your next inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, opening the eyes, looking up. And exhale, we're going to side bend over to the right. Inhale, press back up, both arms overhead. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale. Exhale, right. Inhale up. And exhale, left. Inhale up. And coming back to right. And this time we're going to stay here. So really sinking down through the left hip, reaching through the left arm, opening the heart to the sky perhaps. With your next inhale, reach the arm back behind you, the left arm. And as you exhale, scoop it forward. We're going to rotate the upper back and reach the left arm underneath the right. Inhale, lifting back up, opening. Exhale, rounding. We'll do 2 more of these. Really feel into the rotation in the upper spine. Lovely. And then coming back up, reaching the arm long by the ear, maybe sinking down a little more on that right side. Inhale, press back up. Keep the arms lifted center. Exhale, wrist circles. Float your arms out and down. Interlacing the hands behind the back, roll the shoulders. Inhale, lift, arms, heart, gaze. Keep the shoulders released down from the ears. Exhale here and another breath. And as you exhale, release and bring your hands forward and fold out into a forward fold. With your next inhale, walking your hands back in, and let's switch the cross of the legs if they are crossed. We'll bring the hands back to the heart. Take a moment just to reconnect that inner awareness. Seated in the self-awareness. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, up. Exhale, left. Inhale, up. Exhale, right. Inhale up and exhale left, and we'll stay here this time. So thinking about sinking that right hip down a little bit more, dropping it, reaching through the right arm. Nice extension here, opening the heart to the sky. With your next inhale, reach the right arm back behind you. And as you exhale, scoop it forward and reach underneath the left arm, rotating the upper back. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, rotating. 2 more with your breath. And then reaching up and over by the ear, maybe sinking down a little bit more into that left arm. Nice stretch. Your next inhale, coming back up, keep the arms lifted. Exhale, wrist circles, float the arms out and down. Interlacing the hands behind the back. Rolling the shoulders. Inhale, lift arms, heart, and gaze. Exhale here. Another breath. Shoulders dropping down. And as you exhale, release and bring your hands forward, melting out over the legs. With the next inhale, coming back up, standing from that more internal place. And we'll stretch the legs out in front, bouncing out the knees, rolling the feet around. Waking up these legs. Lovely. From here, let's move into a wide straddle. So this might be, not as wide as your forever wideness. We haven't stretched a whole lot in in the legs. So letting this be a gentle wideness. Take an inhale here, bringing your hands in front of you, and as you exhale, gently hinge forward from your hips without rounding your spine. And I'm flexing my feet and keeping a softness in my knees here too. So it's really activating through the legs. And we're just going to take a few breaths here, gently leaning forward a little tiny bit with each exhale. It might be like barely noticeable, but you'll feel it. And it's really helpful for us to be moving our hips in different directions, the legs moving out of the hips in different directions. We tend to stay in this linear frontward moving space. Two more breaths here. Notice if you can relax your jaw. You might wiggle it around. Feel the expansive energy out through the legs. With your next inhale, coming back up. We'll bring the feet together for bound angle pose, letting the knees fall out to either side. Take an inhale here, feeling the heart being pulled forward into blossom, bloom of this beautiful May. And as you exhale, fold forward, leading with your heart. And we're going to stay in this forward fold here for a few breaths. Letting the head drop. Sending gratitude to your feet for keeping you rooted and grounded. With your next inhale, coming back up. And let's bring the knees up, placing them hip width apart out in front of you a bit, leaning back into the hands with the fingertips facing the body, and let the knees drop side to side. Massaging out those hips. Lovely, and coming back to center, and we'll move from here to hands and knees. Feel free to put your blanket underneath your knees here. So hands underneath the shoulders with the fingers spread really wide, knees underneath the hips or a little bit wider. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, round to a cat pose, gazing towards your belly button. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, let the motion slide up the spine, belly drops, head lifts. Exhale, rounding back. Inhale, lifting. One more round. And then coming back to a neutral tabletop position, we're going to lift the right leg back, keeping the knee bent. We're going to inhale, lift up. Exhale, knee and nose towards each other. Inhale, lift up. Bent knee and nose. Keep going. Here's 3. We're going to do 2 more. And then extend the leg back out behind you. Lift it up as high as you can get it. And we're going to pulse 10 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yay. And then we're going to move the knee out to the side. And depending on what surface you're on, you might want to put a little towel or blanket underneath this knee. And we're going to slide this knee out into, this is a frog pose. And coming down onto the forearms here. And we're going to hang out for a few breaths. So you're noticing as you relax and soften here that you can go a little deeper. That knee might slide out a little bit more. Softening the jaw. There's a deep connection between the jaw and the hips. Wiggle the jaw around. And then begin to rock very slowly forward and back. So getting into a little bit more mobility in the hips here. We hold a lot in our hips and emotionally. You might move your spine around a little bit. A couple more breaths here. And then to come out of this, you can either pull back or come forward, like do a belly flop, or pull the knee back in. And finding your way back to hands and knees, curling the toes under and making your way to a down dog here. So we're just going to extend and integrate, stretching through one leg and then the other. And dropping the heels, really lengthening through the backs of the legs, lengthening through the arms. Inhale, pulling forward towards a plank pose. And drop your knees if you'd like, holding here for a couple breaths. Puffing up that space in between the shoulder blades. And as you exhale, lower all the way down. Keep your elbows in, shoulders back. Inhale up, cobra, maybe just a baby cobra right now. Exhale, back down. Keep those elbows in, shoulders down. The arms are really engaging here. Inhale up, maybe a little higher. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. And then from here, we're going to press back to a child's pose. Little pause in the softening darkness. And with your next inhale, pulling forward to hands and knees again. Exhale, round to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow, and then come to a neutral tabletop position. We're going to lift the left leg back behind us, knee bent. So inhale, lifting up, lifting the gaze, and then exhale, knee and nose towards each other. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee and nose. Inhale, keep going. Exhale, in 2 more. And then we'll extend the leg back behind us. Lift the leg up as high as you can get it, and then pulse 10 times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yay. And then we're going to bend the knee and place the knee out to the left side of the mat and slide it out, coming to that frog pose again. You might notice there's a little more softening available now. I'm going to hang out here in stillness at first. Breathing deeply. Softening the jaw. Notice where there can be a gentle opening here. Expansion, compassionate. No forcing or rushing. And if you'd like, you can very gently and slowly rock a little forward and backwards, and just notice how that changes the stretch in the hips. And then moving the spine around if you'd like. Good to keep our bodies moving in every direction that we can find. So again, if you'd like to belly flop, pulling forward, you can do that. Or you can pull the knee in to center here. Working your way back to hands and knees from whatever your choice is coming out of that. Curling the toes under and pressing back to a down dog here. Walking out your dog, integrating deep hip opening that you just experienced. And with your next inhale, pulling forward to a plank pose, holding here. Feel free to drop your knees. And it would look like this if you drop your knees. Your hips are still pulled forward. So you're engaging your core regardless of if your knees are dropped or not. Take another inhale here. And exhale, lower down. Keep those elbows in, shoulders away from the ears. This time we're going to lift the hands off the floor. So inhale, lift up, head, hands, heart. Exhale down. Inhale, lift, head, hands, heart. Exhale down. You're welcome to keep doing that if you'd like a little more challenge. We're going to inhale, lift up the legs this time too. We're going to exhale, open arms and legs out to the side. And then inhale back in. Do 2 more. Exhale out. Inhale in. And then releasing down, turn your cheek to one side and rest. Let your belly soften into the belly of the earth. Feel yourself connected to all the growth, the beauty, the vibrancy around you. Bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders. Inhale, press up to a cobra pose. And then bending the knees, and we'll press back to a child's pose. Melting here, softening. Coming out of child's pose, we're going to slide the hands forward until the hips are over the knees. And you can either let your forehead rest on the floor or bring your chin to the floor. This is puppy pose, deep upper back opening, shoulder opening. See if you can engage the low belly so you're not overarching your low back. 2 more breaths. And then coming back up, finding your way to a tabletop position again. Inhale here. Exhale, round to cat. Inhale to cow. Again, see if this feels a little more fluid and open now. Curl the toes under, press back to a down dog. With your next inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Exhale, bring it through to the top of the mat. High or low lunge, feel free to drop that back knee if you would like. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, we're going to twist, bringing the arms down. So left hand comes to right knee, right hand comes to the left thigh, if you can reach that. Looking back behind you, so you can find stability here. 2 breaths. And then your next inhale finds you. Sweep those arms back up, center, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, touch the mat. We're gonna hop forward to just balance for a split moment on that right leg, and then stepping back to a down dog. Beautiful. Inhale, lift left leg to the sky. Exhale. Bring it through top of the mat. High or low lunge, finding your balance. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Strong base, expansive here. Exhale, twisting. Looking back behind you. With your next inhale, reach the arms back up. Maybe a little back bend. Exhale, touch the mat. Inhale, stepping forward, balancing that left foot, lifting right up. And then stepping back to a down dog. Pulling forward, dropping the knees. And we're gonna come back to seated. And as we get ready to come down on our mat and a rainstorm rolls in, we're going to come back into this straddle that we did just a little bit ago to see how this feels a little more open now. Couple breaths here as we lean forward. Softening. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, rounding the spine. Melting. And then inhale, coming back up. We'll bring these legs in together, feet to the floor, hands back behind you, knees drop side to side again, massaging out those hips. Yay, hips. Help us be grounded and flexible. All right, and from here, we're gonna come down onto the mat, and you can move your blanket out of the way. Hug your knees into your chest. Tight squeeze, letting those hips relax. Let the knees come away from each other. Reach through the inside of the knees, grabbing onto the outside of the feet or the ankles for a happy baby pose. Rocking side to side here. Feeling the compression into the hips. And then releasing feet to the floor, drop both knees to the right, stretching the left arm out, holding on belly with the right hand. And then reverse the other side. Letting go, and then finding Shavasana, stretching out long, setting yourself up well, perhaps a blanket under your head or your knees, arms resting by your sides. Feel yourself sinking into the earth, supportive, nurturing your growth. You don't need to carry such heavy burdens all alone. Softening the jaw, the shoulders, the belly, the hips, the calves. Bringing your awareness back to the surface of your body. Begin to deepen your breath and wiggle your fingers and toes. As you're ready, bend one knee and then the other, placing your feet on the floor, and come to rest over on your right side. Taking a breath here and keeping your eyes closed and your attention internal, gently press your way up to find a seat. And sitting with your eyes closed, allow these words by Mary Oliver to wash over you. May, and among the miles of leafing, blossoms storm out of the darkness. Windflowers and moccasin flowers. The bees dive into them, and I too, to gather their spiritual honey. Mute and meek, yet theirs is the deepest certainty that this existence too, this sense of well-being, the flourishing of the physical body, rides near the hub of the miracle that everything is a part of, is as good as a poem or a prayer, can also make luminous any dark place on earth. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart, pressing your thumbs in to feel your heartbeat, your personal pulse. And take a deep breath of gratitude, sending that gratitude from your heart out to all the cells in your being. I thank you all for joining me for practice on this glorious, lush May day. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.